This is my palette review for July. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today I'm going to be reviewing the five new to me eyeshadow palettes that I tried for you in July. Some of this I bought with my own money. Some of it was sent to me in PR. We're just gonna roll the clips. I'm gonna insert swatches, close-ups, looks, the whole 9 yards, and I tried every single pan as is custom on this channel. So let me get started. And yes, I'm coming to you from a slightly different location. Welcome to my office. This is where I usually film like any sort of tutorial-y, sort of like full face makeup look kind of stuff. And I had just filmed 2 other videos and was like, am I going to move my camera and all of my stuff to my living room and film there for this one video, or do I just grab the products I need, which were sitting behind me in that little container right there, or do I just film it here? I was like, I'm here anyways, it's a mess, I'm gonna have to clean up after this, and I don't have that much time to film anymore today, so I was like, might as well do it. So 5 eyeshadow palettes that I tried. 3 were sent to me in PR, and 2 of them I paid for with my own money. These are the 2 that I paid for with my own money. It's the Grimmoire palette and the Beautybay Wanderscape. The Grimmoire is by Cosmetics. And then the things that were sent to me in PR were this BYOP that you saw me put together at the start of the month from Lethal Cosmetics. They sent me a different palette, but they did send me all of these shades, save for this one, but it was very similar to a shade that they did send me that came fractured. So I decided to have the old one in here. So that worked out really well. And then I do think I still have a code with them. I think it's valid until the 31st of July. So you still have a couple of days to place an order for a BYOP yourself with that code if you want to. And then the other 2 options I have here were sent to me in PR by MONOLITH, and these were a lot of fun. It's the Singe Huldra. I have to hold it up this way, and the Fantasy Cosmetica Cosmic Cove. MONOLITH is currently doing a summer sale, in case you don't know, and I do have a code with them as well, so I'll pop it up on the screen right here, just so you know that these were sent to me and some of it wasn't. So let's start with the things that I bought with my own money. Because I still buy things regularly with my own money as well, to give them a whirl, to try things out, and not everything gets sent to me, and that's totally okay. I don't think I would want that, actually. So these are the 2 palettes that I paid for with my own money. The Beautybay one, I had to wait for quite a bit because this was announced and then Beautybay wasn't live for a while, so it took me a couple of months before I was able to buy this. The Wonderscape is a really beautiful color story, but what I don't like is that when you throw away the box, you're left with a white palette. Whereas in all of the promo pictures, it looked like it had this really beautiful, like, pinky design on it. It's not. And what I also don't like about this is that it's very different in the way it's packaged compared to their other palettes. So I've tried other Beautybay palettes in the past, and very often it's this, like, cardboard style packaging. This is plastic, which feels sturdier, I'm not gonna lie. It's sort of the same size as a Makeup by Mario palette, if you're familiar with that size. It's got a full mirror, and then you get 20 shades inside that are really, really beautiful. I really enjoy this color story. Let me throw that out there. This is really wonderful and very smartly laid out, where no matter how you use the palette, whether you go line by line, like this, or you go by quads, whether it's in the middle, you can do something very tonal and monochromatic if you want. It's got some really stunning shades in. In this lighting, you can see this shifting a little bit, I think. But it's got like a blue-purple sort of vibe, which I really enjoy as well. Shimmers in here were lovely. The mattes in here were lovely. And yet, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you go out and buy this palette yourself as well. And the main reason for it is because if you know Beautybay formula, I don't feel that this palette is the same as other Beautybay palettes I've tried. I've tried the Smoky palette, I've tried some of their other limited editions in the past, and my main reason for decluttering some of them in the past was because they were too pigmented for my liking, or because there was always something about the color story I didn't love. The Smoky palette I loved. Great formula, works really well, and I just don't feel that this is the same as in those larger palettes that I've tried. And I can't really pinpoint what it is that makes me think this is different. It's just that the mattes, even though they blended, they felt a little thinner, a little scratchier. dare I say, borderline chalky. Which is usually not a good thing with eyeshadow, so I do feel that even though this looks beautiful, the looks I created with it were beautiful. I really think this is a really well done palette overall. It's just that because I've tried other things from Beauty Bay, and if you have done so yourself, you may have certain expectations of what a Beauty Bay palette can do. And I felt that this palette in particular didn't quite meet that standard. That's just the way I feel about this. If this is your first Beauty Bay palette, if this was something you were interested in, I don't think you would mind it as much. You know what I mean? I definitely think that if you've never tried Beauty Bay and you don't know what their other palettes are like, you might still like this, but just know that this is a very different formula compared to other things I've tried from the brand. And then we're moving on to the V Cosmetics Grimmoire palette, and this has had a glow up. I tried the original Grimmoire palette a couple of years ago. This is now called the Grimoire of the Grey Witch. The original Grimoire had quite a lot of pressed glitters in, which I didn't love, so I decluttered mine because of that reason. It did have a really beautiful black shimmer in that I've not been able to find in any other brand since. I did declutter it, unfortunately, so I no longer have that shade. And I was hoping that one of these shades could have been that. That would have made the palette much, much better, in my opinion. Now you just get a dark gray and a black. If this had been the black shimmer, or if this had been the black shimmer, I would have liked this palette even more. But you already get quite a few shimmers in here. Really nice mattes, really nice shimmers, and it looked so dimensional and different and special. What's new in here are these murky tones, which the original palette didn't have. The original palette was more of a black and white grayscale kind of palette, whereas this one has a bit more interest, but this one you can't really tell because the lighting is sort of blurring it out. This way you can tell a little bit. It's got purple and then a blue flip, and you get some more flippy shades in here, so that's lovely. But this sort of section here in the middle makes the palette quite murky and grungy, which I love, which actually elevates it and takes it to a higher level for me. You get enough crease shades to make it work. I didn't perhaps need the light gray and the matte white. I'm just not a huge fan of matte white shades. We all know that by now. But overall, we have some really wonderful things in here. There are holographic shades in here. Like I said, this palette has had a huge glow up, and I like this a lot better. I definitely do not regret buying this. And if I'm not mistaken, this isn't even that expensive for indie makeup. I mean, with indie makeup, it can be quite expensive. Like some palettes are 70, 75 plus euros. And I think this was 35 or 39, something along those lines. And I wasn't hit with massive fees, even though this came from England. So I was pretty surprised with that and actually really happy with how much I ended up enjoying this Grimmoire palette from V Cosmetics. Absolutely adored it. Love the looks I did with it. If you're looking for something a bit more unique, then I think the V Cosmetics one can be a good option. And then I really wanted to test out these shades from Lethal Cosmetics. I actually will have to try the one additional shade that didn't fit into this palette from the sort of shades they sent me in a different video sometime in August or September. But this is wonderful. These are singles that I was able to pick out myself and put together a palette with. I did a video with this with all of the swatches and stuff, so I'll make sure to link you to that video down below. I don't think I actually took pictures of this and swatched it. If I did, I'm gonna pop them on here. But I ended up doing exactly what I did when I put the palette together. I did a neutral look and I did a purple look. And it worked fine. It was really, really beautiful, very intense, really beautiful shades. I could do so much more with this palette. And I actually didn't own too many neutrals from Lethal yet because I mainly focused on buying blue, green, and purple shades back when I was buying from them regularly to build some BYOPs because those were shades I was missing in my makeup collection at the time. And so this is just a really nice addition to the Lethal shades I already had. So thanks so much to Lethal for sending me this way. I really enjoyed it. These shades were insane. I swatched Palladium for you in that video that I did at the start of the July, and that shade was amazing on the lids as well. It was really, really beautiful. Very sparkly, very sort of ethereal looking, and it had really great pigmentation and no fallout. it just stayed put. It's almost as if these have a little bit of an adhesive in them to make it like prevent any fallout and stuff. Really easy to work with still, no gritty textures, really beautiful mattes. I really enjoyed the shades that I picked out for sure. And then the Singe Beauty, the Huldra palette. This is my first Singe Beauty eyeshadow palette. I haven't tried any of their eyeshadows before. And I have to say, now that I've tried this eyeshadow palette, I will not be trying any of their others. When I got this in PR, I was like, if I really enjoy this, I may also want to try the Dewdrop, because that was one that was originally on my wish list. But then this came out, and this color story just appealed to me even more than the Dewdrop did. So I was like, might as well try it. But now that I've tried it, I kind of feel like this is not my first Singe product. I've tried some of their brushes. I've tried a blush by them, which I didn't love the shade of. But so far, everything just kind of misses the mark for me. And again, like with the Beautybay, I can't really like put my finger on it, what it is exactly. Because again, I was able to pull some stunning looks out of this eyeshadow palette. I did this like purpley look with these shades here. I did a green toned look. And then I did a more neutrally look, and the neutral look I also used to, like I was wearing it to film some other videos, so you will have seen that on camera as well. And I mean, it's stunning. These shades are really, really beautiful. I really enjoy this palette. It has some really stunning shades in. There's a multi-chrome here in the middle that has this blue, purple, almost like murky tone. And then here as well, it's got like brown and gold and peach, and it's really, really stunning. The only thing, it's almost like similar to the Beautybay for me with this one, where I really enjoy the shades, I love the color story, and I like the quality well enough. It's just that it's a little bit on the chalky side, especially in the mattes. If I was trying to blend them in the crease, again, you will see in the looks, it looks beautiful, but to get it there took a little bit more effort than I'm used to. And again, so it's workable eyeshadow, it works really well, but I just feel, I think this retails for 59 euros. I know for a fact that this is cheaper, and this I felt was better quality than this was. So I think it's just a little bit expensive for what it is. I think that if this retailed for like 40 euros, that I would like it a lot better. And I just think that 60 euros for this palette is pushing it a little bit. Like I said, really beautiful color story. I'm not going to declutter this anytime soon because I think it is a really, really beautiful color. The color story really, really grabs me. I like the looks that I did with it. It's just that mattes, they weren't as smooth as I had expected them to be. And that's a bit of a shame. And finally, the Fantasy Cosmetica Cosmic Cove. And this one I just kind of threw into my MONOLITH like PR order because I was like, might as well try something colorful if I'm at it. And this was such a surprise to me. I really enjoyed this so much more than I had expected. I like a bit of color, as you can see. If you want to see me create this look, then make sure you look out for my Kiko full face makeup look video that's coming soon, because I did film this as well. But I really enjoyed using these colors. It's very blown out. I do apologize. Luckily, I have close-up pictures of this as well. This shimmer especially I loved. It's very similar to Lucid Lavender from Touch of Glam. Just so you know, if you were looking for that kind of shade, I do think this was limited edition. It's a collaboration with an Instagram creator, I believe. But it's got these like really beautiful periwinkles, and then you get this like black light sort of shifty shades. The pinks in here are gorgeous. This was really easy to put into the crease. The lime is gorgeous and actually shows up. Sometimes shade like this can look really weird and murky on me, but these kept looking vibrant and I really liked it. I didn't go for like, when I looked at this initially, I was like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. Didn't end up doing that. What I ended up doing was putting these shades together and then these ones. And it worked really well because this yellow actually isn't a yellow. I'm not sure if I can show you this. It looks really yellow also when you do a full-on finger swatch, but it's actually really pretty when it shears out into the inner corner. Like, it looks so yellow here, but it has a very transparent base when you use it with a brush. And I'm here for it. It was such a stunning look. Both of the looks I did with this, I absolutely adored. And I went dancing wearing the look that I was wearing with these shades, with that one all over the lid, and I got so many compliments from people who were saying, I love your eyeshadow today. Did you do that yourself? And I was like, yep, because this is one of those shades that looks like you've done a lot, but you actually did very little. Like, people who don't know much about makeup will not be able to tell you that that's a multi-chrome that's just all over your lid. A bit like what I'm wearing today. It's also just like essentially one shade. And I just used a matte to sort of have some dimension there. But yeah, this was really wonderful and not something that I had expected. This is quite out of my comfort zone, even for me. And it's not that I don't like bright, fun, colorful things. It's just that I don't wear them as often. And this just showed me that I can have so much fun with these things. So really like this one. I actually have another look in mind where like I want to do something with these pinks and maybe the periwinkle, where I sort of like divide my eye into 4 sections and sort of like have it go from light to dark this way. I haven't done that in a while, but that's something I could still do with this. So maybe I should keep this in my Shop My Stash for August and sort of execute that plan as soon as I can. But yeah, the Cosmic Cove from Fantasy Cosmetica is a wonderful palette. I really liked it a lot more than I had expected. So there you have it. Those are all of the eyeshadow palettes that I tried in July. I will make sure to review a couple of other things again in August. So you will see in my Shop My Stash for August what palettes I will be testing out for you and what that review will entail. So I hope you really enjoyed watching this video here today. And then I hope to see you again really, really soon in a new video. Bye-bye.